Okay, students, we've been talking about the area of circles, the circumference of circles. Now we're going to get into the area of rectangles and parallelograms. So area is the surface. Let me change colors here. Area is the surface measurement of a two-dimensional figure. We can think of it as square units that a shape covers. So use the formula area equals B times H, where B is the length of the base and H is the height of the rectangle. So area is measured in square units. So we have inches squared, feet squared, meters squared. So we're going to practice using that formula. So we write the formula again, A equals B times H. You need to always write that formula so that you're making sure you got the right numbers in the right spots. So we're going to plug in the values. So A equals base times the height. So now all we have to do is multiply those two numbers, 12.7 times 5. And that gives us 63.5 centimeters squared. Example number 2, A equals B times H. Now, I would encourage you, if you have difficulty with these mixed numbers, you can either turn them into improper fractions and multiply straight across, or you can turn those fractions into decimals. So if you turn the fractions into decimals, all you do is divide 1 by 2. So 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. And then 2 divided by 5 is 0.4. So you have 2.5 times 1.4, or you could say 5 over 2 times 7 over 5. In which case, we have turned the mixed number into an improper fraction by multiplying the denominator times the whole number, adding the numerator, and then putting that amount that we got over the original denominator. So we have 35 over 10. All right, so we're plugging in these values. I'm going to put the values down as 5 over 2 times 7 over 5. So what we get then is the area is equal to 3.5 feet squared. So 2 walls of a room are being painted. Each wall measures 16 feet by 8.5 feet. So how many square feet will be painted? Well, we have to find out the number of square feet for a wall and then multiply that by 2. Because we have 2 walls, and then it says each wall measures 16. And so when we multiply a whole number times a fraction, we're going to put that whole number over 1. And I'm going to turn that mixed number into an improper fraction by multiplying 2 times 8, which is 16, adding 1, which is 17, putting that over 2. So what we have now is 272 over 2. And so that simplifies to 136 feet squared. We have to multiply that by 2, so we get a final product of 272 feet squared. Now, formulas can be manipulated to solve for missing information. A equals B times H can be written as B equals area divided by height, or height equals area divided by the base. So use your understanding of the area of rectangles to answer the question below. So we have area equals the base times the height. So notice here that we are given the height of the rectangle, but we're not given the base. So it tells us that the area of the rectangle is 162 meters squared. So what is the length of the base? So we're trying to find the base. That means that we need to say base equals area divided by the height. So the area is 162 meters squared, and that's equal to the base times 18. So now we're just going to divide the 162 by 18. So what we get is a B value or base value of 9 meters. Remember, that's one of the measurements. It's not the total area, so it's just in the units, not units squared. So 9 meters. On the other side, a rectangular canvas covers 225 square inches on a wall. If the canvas has a height of 18 inches, what is the base? So remember our formula, area equals the base times the height. We're trying to find the base. So we have the base equals the area divided by the height. So our area is 225 square inches divided by 18. So 225 divided by right angle with the base. So the broken line that goes through right here, right here, right here, that's telling you what the actual height of the parallelogram is. And so you got to be careful. Most people want to use this again, and you can't, because that is what you'll later find out is the slant height. So we don't use that. We use the true height here from one of the tallest points in a straight line down to the base, forming a right angle. So that's a 90-degree angle there. We could have also come on this side and put the broken line from this part down. So our base is 12.2. Our height is 8. So that gives us a total area of 96.2. I'm sorry, 0.6. Let me double check. I apologize, that answer was incorrect. It's 97.6. Then we have in number 8, A equals B times H. So A equals the base of 6 times the height, which is 2 1/2. We could say here that that's 2.5. And that gives us an area of 15 feet squared. Over on number 7, that was supposed to be centimeters squared. I failed to put the tag on there. Carly was given the rectangle and parallelogram that's pictured below on a math test. She said that they both had an area of 11.5 inches squared because they both had the same base and the same height. Is she correct? If not, explain why and find the correct area. So the base is 5 on both. However, if you notice, the real height of the parallelogram is 2.1, while the height of the rectangle is 2.3. So what she was doing was assuming that the height of the rectangle would also be the height of the parallelogram. And you have to be careful with that because of what the true height of the parallelogram is. That is from one of the corners straight down to the base and forming a right angle. So in the left-hand figure, the parallelogram, that height is 2.1, not 2.3.